What is happening, everyone? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hopping on here to pick up where we left off a few weeks ago, maybe even a couple months ago, with VA myths. So this is VA myth busting part 2. We're going to touch on about another 3 VA myths that I think are vitally important to be busted and exposed. A lot of misinformation out there in regards to veterans and what they qualify for. And I encourage you, if you are a veteran, to always make sure you let your loan officer know that you are, so you can take advantages of those benefits. You have the right to those, and it is a very, very good loan. Don't let anybody ever tell you that it is not. So we're gonna hop right in here and talk about it. First and foremost, the first myth we're gonna talk about is that you can only use your VA benefits once, and that is not true at all. You can use your VA benefits literally for the rest of your life. You can buy a house, sell it, pay off that. You can use your VA benefits again to buy another house. You can do it in that way. Or I've had veterans that actually bought a house, lived in it for 5 years, turned it into a rental, used their VA to buy another dwelling for themselves, turned that into a rental, moved back to base, refinanced those 2 VA loans, sold those, bought another VA. So you can use your VA benefits multiple times. It is a myth that you can only use it one time. So do not fall for that myth at all. The second myth that we're going to talk about is that you are limited as far as what your VA home loan benefits can buy you. In other words, a lot of people say, well, I can only buy you a single family residence. And that's not true either. You can actually buy a condo that's VA approved in a VA approved complex. You can actually buy up to 4 units. So think about that. You can actually buy a 4-plex, live in 1 unit and rent the other 3 out, going 0 down as a veteran. Very, very powerful. So think about that for just a minute. Think about the possibilities of that. So it is not just for a single family residence. It can be used for a condo. It can be used to buy a multi up to 4 units. You can actually use a VA benefits to build a home, to do energy efficient updates, things like that. So make sure that you're not falling for that myth that it can only pigeonhole you into a single family residence. Because if you truly want to buy a condo, you can do that. If you want to buy a multi-unit, a 2-unit, a 3-unit, a 4-unit, you can do that as well. And then the last myth I'm going to talk about today is that VA loans have a higher interest rate. And that is not true either. VA loans have very competitive interest rates, right in alignment with where the market is at. There is no, oh my gosh, there's a huge discrepancy between a VA loan and a conventional loan when it comes to having great credit. And most veterans have very high credit scores. And so if you're comparing apples to apples with that, the VA loan is going to be a better option for them, for the simple fact that, number one, they're going to not have mortgage insurance. Putting 0 down and not having any mortgage insurance is a huge, huge value. And obviously all the other benefits that go along with a VA loan. So having a higher interest rate on a VA loan is right in alignment with the other loans. And so again, never let someone tell you or steer you away from going VA. If you have served your time and you have access to the VA benefits because you've done the time, you've served in different components or capacities in the military, you have rights to these benefits. So make sure that you talk to your lender about that. Make sure you ask the questions. Make sure that you can take advantage of those benefits, because again, a VA loan, it's very simple when you align yourself with the right lender. They are not more difficult. They are not, all of these things that swirl around out there are just not true about the VA loans. And realtors, if you don't understand a VA loan, then I would encourage you to learn and educate and understand, especially when you get a VA offer. It's very, very important that you consider that offer, to look at it and not to be, dissuaded by the things that you have heard. Because again, a VA loan offer is a very strong offer. It's a very strong borrower, very strong in credit, very strong in capital, a lot of different things that are in place there when you look at the national average of a VA veteran purchase client. So I hope that's been helpful to you. Again, we're going to recap. VA home loan interest rates are too high. That's not the case at all. Squashing that myth. They're right in alignment with all the other loan products. Again, there's advantages to the VA loan because it's 0 down and no mortgage mortgage insurance. The other thing is that you're going to be limited as far as what type of property you can buy. Also not the case. You can buy single family, you can buy a condo and a condo approved VA complex, and up to 4 units. Obviously you can use it to build, do energy efficient updates to the property, so on and so forth. And then the last myth we talked about, or what was the first, is that you can only use your VA benefits once. That also is not true. You can use it multiple times to buy one house, sell it, buy, sell, or in the case of the story I told you, you can use your VA benefits more than once at the same time under certain circumstances. So make sure you get with your lender, your mortgage advisor, to talk about the options that are out there. And again, this is VA Myth Busting Part 2. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And until the next time, bye for now.